Alright, so got the top on, went with 3/4 inch on the top and just 1/2 inch on the side, so it's just 2 sides at the top at this point. And I got it notched out in the back so that you can get the curtains undone if you need to. You don't want that being a pain in the butt. So now I'm kind of looking at the other side because I want to, guesstimate how much space I'm going to have in here. I didn't like the last build because it was too claustrophobic, and to some degree there's not going to be any way around that, but I had my line way out here as to where this shelf is going to be, and I want to see if I can get it in tighter. So I've just got some of my primary pieces here to figure out the depth of this shelf, and my sink has got to go in the depth of this shelf as well, which will go here. So yeah, so I'm just working out the depth of all that. But anyway, that what takes so much time is scribing out the backs of the cabinets, and notching out the tops and stuff so everything fits in snug but doesn't jam the things that you need to get out of the way. You need space around those spots. And also compensating for or thinking about the fact that in the winter time this window cavity might get filled with 2-inch styrofoam like this one already is. This one's pretty much blocked up for good, so you might, well, you definitely do that in the winter, so you want to be able to get the thickness of the styrofoam past this the back of this wood, because it might puff out a little bit like I think this one did. Like it's right there, it's solid to there, so you want to have enough space over here if it protrudes a bit beyond the frame a little bit to be able to get your styrofoam in there. And it's about the same depth as the frame popping out there, so hopefully I'll be okay. If not, I might just have to carve out a little bit of styrofoam just right there. But anyway, yeah, so now on to working on this. Alright. Got that wired up, put through the hole, and now I can seal this back up. I might stick a little bit of duck seal on that hole. And I put a little bit of tuck tape down in the back corner, because after I lost my first screw down there, I realized, I should make sure that doesn't happen again. So now I won't lose any of my crayons. And I got that bench all secured. Got some bins for some general ideas on spacing there, and this is all secured. I've been putting this trim on here to thicken this edge, and I got my first piece cut like that. And yeah, so now I'm gonna sand the piece of trim and put that on. Alright, I've hit a crossroads and rethinking everything. And the weight of that door, even if I cut it in two against the frame of this, and then I was going to cut out most of the door and use this old radio frame that I had cut down into a thinner slate, but it's still quite heavy. It's old wood, so it's quite heavy. And that combined with the door, I'm just kind of rethinking everything as to the artistic value of this thing. And I'm thinking I might just go in a different direction, but now I got to think about what that direction is, because I didn't really have anything else planned. And then on this side, I'm a little bit stumped over here because I'm gonna go with a smaller fridge. I gotta get a smaller sink. I gotta get a bar sink, but nobody's getting back to me on Marketplace. So that kind of dictates a lot of how deep this counter is going to be on this side. So I'm at a bit of a standstill here. I got to figure out what I'm going to do here. And so I guess I can, well, work on what's going to happen there. And I can maybe do, I'm going to probably do a shallow overhead across here. I want to do that one last because I always bash my head on that one when I'm going in and out. And then again, this one is largely going to be dictated by how deep the counter is going to come out. So yeah, so I got some thinking to do. Alright, I found some ideas last night on the internet that I'm going to go ahead with, even though they are not tried and true and proven in my world. But anyway, I just cut the door just right around here, cut that at that length, and now I am starting to draw lines on that board, and I've got an idea. Hopefully I can make it look good. It'll be a surprise. Alright, well, it was like 1,000,000 degrees here yesterday. Humidex was off the charts. And I thought I'd just keep it light and do some painting and stuff. And some figuring so that I didn't wind up starting every conversation after this with... so after my first heart attack, yeah, so I painted some panels orange. Painted the front of the bench this blue. The shelf that was here I took out. I painted some of the puke blue, and so now I'm going to stick that back in. Got my little table put back in there, all bolted in good, and I was just testing out my reclined or elevated bed layout, and I'm quite content with it. This is the second highest stick setting. Keep all my sticks under there. No doubt I'll put a holder or something up here, but actually no, I'll at some point I'll get some sort of an adjustable rod that will just fold out of the way when you want to put it flat, and then when you want to put it up to a certain height, you'll just be able to pull a pin or something, or twist a twist lock and adjust the length. But anyway, it's pretty good. Now I got to go out and pick up a sink. Lady has a second-hand, actually it's brand new, stainless steel, but it's round. It's 14 inches round. But I think that might be the direction I'm going with, because I can't find a decent bar fridge. Nobody's getting back to me. Everybody's out playing around. Anyway, 14 inches. Tidied up a bunch of the wires that are there from the factory build. Some of them I don't know what they do. Some of them I know are switched from the dimmer switch for power. Some are switched from this little panel here, which, yeah, anyway. So in cleaning up all these little wires, pipe cleaners are your friend. Take them, cut them in half, and secure up your lines. Alright, I'm out here tonight trying to make the next step of progress. I said this before, last year, And I've heard other YouTubers say this when they were doing their builds. Spend some time in your van, and your van will tell you what you need. And I just sat in the van today thinking about a couple different ways I was going about things, and realized, oh, I'm not going to do that way, and then I realized, oh, I'm not going to do this way, but then some other things worked out really well today. But anyway, so I realized this closet door, I needed to reverse a few things, because on the back of this door, which is basically a wardrobe, there needs to be a mirror so you can look your finest all the time. And if I cut holes in everything, there'd be no place to be put a mirror in. So I'm not going to put holes down this side, just on the other side. And I had to flip the door, because when this door opens, this is the back side on here is where you would want the mirror to properly view yourself in the confined space. So the holes had to be on the other side. So this is actually the door handle side, and the hinge was going to be over here. So it's reverse of what I started with. So now this is the bottom of the door, and this is the top of the door. And I thought, I'm going to put a circle in the top, 3 squares in a circle, just because I got an idea for the design of what's going to go in that top circle. And I did an experiment today, and it worked really well. I printed some designs on transparencies at Staples, and I'm going to combine them with colored gels, put a light inside the wardrobe so that you have backlit simple designs coming through the door. So hopefully this will all work out just wonderfully. She's raining hard, the raccoons are running around the yard, and I'm painting like crazy and cutting pieces and la la la. Alright. I'm undecided as to whether to put another coat of paint on there or not. You can still see the wood grain. Probably was supposed to use some sort of a sealer or something. And this is a matte paint. It's just what I had. So I just held it up to where I wanted it to go. I lined up the outer edges here and scored a line down where I'm going to put the hinge. I'm using a piano hinge again, and hopefully I'll get it right. I guess another thing worth noting is I cut this piece of 5/8, and it's going to get glued into back here to give extra strength to where the piano hinge is going to screw into. Alright, got that glued in there, in that back corner. Alright, I gave the door a little sanding, a light sanding, and now I'm going to put a third coat of paint onto it. Onto it? Is that a thing? Alright, I got the 3 back top panels painted with the rocker guard. The rocker guard is dried to a nice finish, nice hard finish. Can't even easily put my fingernail into it, it's nice and hard. And so that'll add some waterproofing. That'll add some waterproofing qualities to it, and it just plain looks better. I didn't do anything down there. I'm going to leave that alone until I can better match the paint. Not happy with the paint that I got. Need something a little closer to the original. But yeah, so I did a little bit of taping stuff off. give me a little better line. Yeah, so I'm going to take all this tape off. And then I'm going to move on to the next job. I think I might be starting to put in an interior wall. Alright, got the tape off, and those top layers are looking a lot nicer. A little extra protection on them. And at some point I gotta get these done somehow. Kinda not wanting to bring the black all the way down. I feel like I'm copping out, but I should be trying to maybe match that blue at some point. But anyway, we'll leave it at that for now. Alright, yesterday I taped off that front piece that I hadn't done before and sprayed it with rubberized rocker guard, and then took the antenna off for that and put it back on, much to my wife's surprise. A lot of people don't know what to make of it. Other people, I think they get the biggest kick out of it. Just kind of throws them for a loop, like, what is that? And anyway, I choose to keep it. Now on the inside, oh, I got one of these. Makes it easy for getting up front. Here's something I learned. So I got the door on, but not used to working with piano hinges or much for hinges at all, really. So when I did put this all on last night, I intentionally overlapped it a bit, and I'm going to have a hasp, a locking twist hasp, come out here that's going to be fastened to the back side of the door. And but I had used metal round head screws, and the screws would butt against each other. So I've got every second one out now, so that there's only the space of one screw in there. But with the screw in each hole opposing, the heads hit and the door doesn't close. And if you did get it closed, like and fastened it closed, and then you like released it to open, it would like pop. And I don't know if this hinge would adjust to that pressure, because there's quite a bit of pressure, or if something would give or what. So I took out every second one, but I'm going to get flathead wood screws and see if that works. You know, if you put the two of them on there, if you can have screws on both sides. But anyway, so I just took out every second one so there wasn't an opposing screw, and it closes fine. The little bit of spring that's there is because just because of warping of wood and stuff, all relatively fresh wood trying to dry out, so I'm going to put a hasp on here to close it. So I think today I will get this bottom door going.
Are you beaten, broken, destroyed, got nothing left? You've given up and you feel like checking out. Don't. Start thinking outside the cage.